Hello everyone, how's it going? Leave a like and a sub trying to reach the 2K, or dislike the video if you don't like it. So Dr. Disrespect, for the sake of recap, let's talk about what happened before we get into the full meat of the story. So Dr. Disrespect about 4 years ago was banned off Twitch permanently. Now to get a full permanent ban off Twitch is pretty damn rare. I know a lot of people like to make memes about how Twitch temporarily suspends certain people based on whether they're an attractive woman or whether they have clout. But in this case, it was extremely rare because he was just taken off the platform, no answer of what happened. He wasn't even aware until later of what happened. He found out on social media. In fact, there was a girl who was literally caught having intercourse on stream, and she was only given a temporary suspension, just to put into perspective how rare a situation like this is. But we got more news about what happened recently, and it wasn't good. So apparently, according to a former Twitch employee, it was because he was messaging using the Twitch whisper system someone who was underage, which is, yeah, a really, really dire accusation to put onto someone. Like, it is extreme. For those who don't know, the Twitch whisper systems, I've used it a couple of times with people who have given me commission art, like It's Lumi. It's basically a way for people who follow your channel to send messages to you through a private messaging app on Twitch. So it's there. I don't know if it's still operational, but it is there. And apparently they downloaded the plain text of the whispers and found out what he was doing, and that's why he was banned. The unofficial but story that a lot of people assumed that was true, including myself, was that he was leveraging a contract with Mixer. For those who don't know, Mixer was Microsoft's own streaming platform that they bought, and they were buying out streamers like Shroud, like Ninja, and Dr. Disrespect was leveraging that in order to get a big payout from Twitch. Of course, it didn't work out that way, and that's what people thought happened. And yeah, so this is currently what was going through, and Dr. Disrespect's response to this wasn't exactly pleasing. I've already covered this. You can read it on screen, and you can see the other tweet. He didn't flat out state that this isn't happen, but at the same time, he just kind of put gasoline onto the fire. This is probably because of the lawsuit settlement they had. He was planning to sue Twitch, and he did sue Twitch, but then they settled out of court. Basically, they paid out his contract, and the agreement likely was that they are not to talk about this ever again. But this is the internet. People are going to keep digging. They're going to keep trying to find for this stuff, and eventually this is what happened. And it just got even worse for him because this was him during the stream. And you can see here from the facial expressions, I don't want to play sound because I don't want to get like a copyright claim or something because I'm afraid of that. But you can see from just the look on his face, like he's reading something that's extremely just disheartening. And it's not exactly great. So we now know what the message was based on this look. You can just see right here. He's just trying to recapture his composure and everything. It's because his game company, the Midnight Society, has dropped him. So on Friday, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved, and in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. So yeah, this is a very PR statement. They understand what's going on, and they decide to weigh the consequences and pros of keeping Dr. Disrespect on the team, and they decided to go with the latter, which I think is probably the worst decision because based on my video of what I made on Dead Drop, which is the game they're making right now, it's an extraction shooter that was heavily focused on making real money using NFTs and stuff like that. There's a great video by Jawan here. I'll leave it linked below where he goes into detail why this game is just really not that great. Again, it was supposed to be pushing NFTs and the idea that you could earn money making money playing this game, like with that game Axie Infinity. Of course, a lot of people saw it for what it was. It was a quick cash grab and everything. And the game itself apparently is very, very below mediocre. Like, it has a lot of concepts that have been already ironed out by more fleshed out games like Halo Infinite, Call of Duty, and there are a lot of free to play competitors that they simply wouldn't be able to compete against, like Apex Legends and Fortnite. And if you're looking for an extraction shooter, of course, there is the Division 2, which already has pioneered this aspect of extraction shooter for many, many years. So yeah, Dead Drop, I would argue, has only stayed alive and relevant because of Dr. Disrespect. Without him, likely this game is not going to get the same follow through as it once had, because again, the only one really pushing this game was the reputation of Doc. When I talked about this game, the Dr. Disrespect fans came for my throat, and they are extremely aggressive. Like, they would die for this guy, like in the way they speak, the way they talk about this game, despite the fact, like, you can literally look at the footage here and see, like, yeah, it's not exactly that great. Now, this is not the shit on the game or anything. I'm just giving you my 2 cents on this title. But yeah, I do think that this game is not going to go any further without the Doc support. And that's just the way I'm seeing it based on the evidence provided to me. And ever since all of this has transpired, Dr. Disrespect announced that he's taken an indefinite break from streaming after the whole Twitch ban allegations, which I think is for the best considering everything that just transpired. He's been ousted from his game company. He's trending almost every other minute on Twitter with all of this stuff, not to mention his buddies like Nick Merckx. I don't know if Tim the Tatman said anything about it. I think he's probably making the best choice to just stay far away from this entire situation. Either way, the entire thing is just really crazy, and whatever he actually did, or if he, like, I don't know, whatever the reason behind the whole Twitch ban situation, it must be catastrophic considering no one wants to talk about this. There have been no leaked reports other than what just happened, but that's an allegation. But overall, it's just pure insanity at this point. And I don't know, like, if we ever find out what happened, I think this is probably going to be the best situation where we do find out what happened, because yeah, like, you can guarantee they're probably going after the Cody guy for these situations, because, you know, this guy's pretty powerful, he's pretty wealthy, and he has probably a lot of lawyers backing him, and it's not going to be pretty in the aftermath. I don't know, like, you wouldn't say something like this unless you had some sort of credible evidence or something you can fall back on, because this is life ruining information. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. I just like to see what the evidence is provided, and I'm just looking at what we know as a public based on everything that's given to us. So tell me what you think in the comments below about all this. Like, dislike, your choice. But that's me signing out. Bye.